What up, folks? I'm Ultrazilla, and today we're gonna look back a little bit on the NECA Godzilla line. So, my Zillions, even before my recent discussion video where I talked about NECA a bit and their history versus other figure lines, it's not really the gist of that video, but you know, I digress. We talked about NECA a bit in that video. Even before that video, I had planned to do something like this, kind of a look back at the line, because I knew I was gonna start getting rid of some of these guys. I know a lot of folks love this line, you know, very nostalgic about this line, but you know what? In my opinion, and I'm gonna preface that, I don't wanna, you know, hurt any feelings, there's a lot of bad figures in this line. You know, for the longest time, I've meant to get rid of the line. Now, I pretty much had everything in the line at one point or another. What you don't see here on this table at all would be the Loot Crate Godzilla, which I had, but I ended up trading it for some other figures. I can't even recall what they were at this point. I think they were some sort of exclusive, maybe some sort of New York Comic Con exclusive or San Diego Comic Con exclusive of something else that, wow, I'm totally blanking out on what it was. But I did trade that. If, you know, you guys remember traded it for, or if the person I traded it with is still around, you know, let me know. Because I can't recall that, but I did trade that one. And then the Mothras and the Rodan are not here as well. I kind of wanted to just focus on the Godzillas of the line, because right now those Mothra and Rodan figures I'm probably not getting rid of. Although the Rodan figure wasn't so hot, and I think I really only liked the blue Mothra, so I don't know, I might get rid of those. But you know, things I probably won't get rid of are stuff that like missing tails, and there's a few of these guys here that are missing tails. If you look all the way in the back, there is the original Burning Godzilla who's missing his head. I hate that figure. That is one of the worst figures in the line, and that's one I wanted to get rid of for a while. If I do find his head, and I think he's missing his arm too, I'm definitely going to get rid of him at a con real soon, or on eBay. And there is a little Kaiju con coming right up here in Brooklyn called Kaiju Brooklyn. You guys might have heard of that, and yours truly will be there, so you might see some of these guys there. But I digress. There's gonna be a couple of more videos in the next week and a half on Kaiju Brooklyn right here on the Ultrazilla channel as we gear up for that. So do stay tuned for that. This is kind of like, you know, a little first step there. That's why I want to do this now. Final look at the line. You know, we have Godzilla 54, who's actually a really nice figure. This is me like looking at the line one more time, saying, who am I keeping? Who am I not keeping? I'm keeping Godzilla 54 and his variant, who's very cool. The poster, Americanized poster version. So these guys are so cool. I always like these figures, so they can stay. Now, you might be like, what the heck is that? If you don't recall, this is the original figure in the line, the 94, and I did a little little customization of him, a little glitter version of him. So yeah, you know, I didn't care for this figure, so I was like, you know what, I'm gonna have fun with it. And I glittered him out. Obviously, he stays in the line for me. He's just so cool. What we got here? We got the Millennium Godzilla, or actually it was 2002, because he has the gray spines. Now, I didn't like this figure as much as other people, so I gotta tell you, you know, this one and the 89, just not figures I love. But am I getting rid of them yet? I don't know. I'm on the fence about these two, but they were cool figures, you know. They were. I I don't love them, but I guess they have their place in a way. Interesting type, you know. People love those figures, you know, by the way. My reviews of them, I remember a lot of people thought I was crazy for not liking them that much. But I think I did like these two a little bit more, just because they're so crazy on the variants, that I don't know. I think I gotta keep these two, especially that I play Godzilla Battle Line now. This basically is the Godzilla 89 that I use for my leader with all the Biollante Bile. So these two unique figures, they gotta stay, you know. They're pretty cool. I do like this line had its ups and downs, man. It did. It started out very, you know, I don't know, I'd say weak on the sculpts. Don't love that. I'm not even gonna show you the one back there. We had the original version of the 84, which is not so hot, but he's missing, what's he missing? He's missing a fist. So I don't know, that figure is bad, but I don't know if I want to get rid of him. Then we had the, you know, the updated version of him, which looks so much better. It's way better. So maybe I could get rid of the original if I find the fist. I don't know. So there was the video game version that's over here. Now I believe there was two versions of him too. I can only find one. But you know, I love video game version. This was one of my, was this my first NECA Godzilla that I got? It actually might have been, guys. I started, you know, yeah, it was early on, but it wasn't like super early on, but yeah, this might have been my first one, so he's got a kind of special place in my heart. Then you have the GMKs, which I think this is was this the first version? Yeah, the greener one was the first version, I believe. He's pretty awesome. I love, you know, a lot of folks didn't like him, but I love the GMKs. Or was this the first version? This one's more gray. So I don't know. I think the first one had more green, and the second one had more gray. Oh, he's missing his tail. So either way, I kind of love those. And then you had the variants of them. There's actually two variants here of you know, these. I don't care for either one of them. So, and one's missing a tail, but there are tails hanging around. So you know, I might get rid of one of those. That wasn't the best. I got this guy. So this is a unique one. This was a AliExpress special. It's meant to be a video game version. And I love this one. It's so bad, but again, call me crazy, but these stupid crazy variants I sort of enjoy a lot. So yeah, I really like that knockoff. It's a good piece for sure. What we got over here? The 64. Now this is a good figure. This is, you know, one of their towards the end when they were getting a lot better. Though I do think, you know, the 89 and the 2003 came after this and the 62, and I thought both of those two were a step back from the 64 and the 62, which you saw in that last discussion video, and this is a discussion video too. You know, I saw him a lot, but these two figures were pretty awesome, honestly. Probably the two best in the line, in my opinion. Really good figures, solid. They look cool, they look fun. I absolutely adored this one. So obviously these two are not going anywhere. They're very good. And I'm not one to care about having complete sets of anything, so, you know, that doesn't bother me to get rid of some figures, and especially since I don't have a complete set at this point right now, you know? Two figures definitely gotta go. And I don't know, did I ever get the updated versions? I don't know if there was anything super updated about them, but oh boy, the Shins are two figures that I just do not care about. I don't know if I could find their beams, but whatevs. I think actually his beam is on on my display case. Actually, I think I can see it from here. But yeah, I did not care for their Shin Godzillas. You know, the sculpts aren't bad, but altogether it just looks like a weird sort of parody of what Shin Godzilla should be. I mean, it's no Playmates toys in that regard. But they weren't good figures. I mean, they really no. And look at this tail. So yeah, and I'm not the biggest Shin Godzilla guy to begin with, so I'm not married to having lots of Shins here. Then we got the millions of Godzilla, like 2014 and 2019. Obviously, they didn't make a GVK one. But you go up there, and we got the big guy, who is the only NECA figure I have never reviewed. Never reviewed the big NECA. Pretty insane, right? And it is probably the, I want to say it's the best of them all, even though I said the other two. But, I don't really count him that much because he's a giant figure. So it's a little bit of a cheat. But yeah, I never reviewed that, and I think it's because I lost a little cap that goes on the battery pack. So, if I ever find that, I don't know, I might review it anyway. He's not going anywhere. He is just amazing, but, he is awesome. And you can see there's a lot of dudes here. Here is, I think this was the first one. Got some red over his hair. Definitely 2014, but I don't know. They're okay, the 2014s, I guess. Or was this that might have been the second version, actually. A redo. Yeah, this is the first version. You could tell by the more shiny plastic compared to the more matte plastic. So, I don't know. I don't know if I'd get rid of these guys. They're pretty awesome. I mean, they're not the greatest, but they're alright. I have a knockoff also. Remember when I did that knockoff review of this? This is the knockoff. He's fun as well, for his own reasons. I don't know. These guys are, they're cool. Oh, there's some here. I don't know. I might get rid of those guys. Here's the 2019. Now, 2019, he's got a crazy beady eyes. I might sell this guy. I might sell their 2019 because I do like their two variants of the 2019 better. I think both of these guys are excellent. Really superb paint jobs. This guy has a nice paint job too, but they painted his eyes so crazy that he was kind of a turnoff. Do I want like a representation of all three? I might, because I love Godzilla King of the Monsters, the movie. But as of right now, if I was gonna get rid of any, I'd probably get rid of this guy and keep these two. It's kind of the trend here, But what a line, right? It was interesting times to collect this line. It was fun. They were cheap, and that was good. And I will agree with everybody that cheap made them good. But they had some really good figures in there too. They had some bad ones, like I've said, but they had some good ones too. And I applaud them for the attempt. It'd be kind of interesting to see them try it again one day. See what they could do with the line. But, for those of you that have this line, keep enjoying it. It's cool to see all these Godzillas together here on my desk. It's interesting. But yeah, I just wanted to give it a look. I wanted to kind of do this process of like, what do I want to keep from this line? I definitely want to keep a lot of the variants. I think that's where they shone. And I'll probably get rid of some of the older ones, but I don't know. Maybe not. So I think I feel like looking at these guys again made me realize, yeah, I kind of want to keep more than I thought. You know, they look all cool together. What do you guys think? Did you love the NECA line? Did you hate the NECA line? Were you like, they were alright because they were, you know, cheap and accessible? Or were you like, nah, I don't want that stuff. They were never that good. I'm not trying to start anything, but, you know, just honest opinions. What did you think? The line's done. What did you think now that it's been quite a while since they've been done? And again, Rodan, Mothras, those were pretty cool figures. You know, not without their problems, but, you know, they were cool. They were the only other monsters that we got that wasn't a Godzilla in the line. That was a thing. Had they expanded, I think this line would have gotten out of the gate a little more. I mean, they did pretty well on just Godzillas, but, you know, it's tough to sustain a line, and it's tough to keep your sales up when you're not making figures that these figures could face off against, you know. So I think that was a big mistake on NECA's part, you know. Yeah, I don't, knowing what I know about how Toho licensing works, I'll never like really think that they couldn't have gotten other kaiju, honestly. But, you know, there's a reason why you just get Godzillas, right? You're gonna be able to make variants of everything, nice and easy. You know, the molds pay for themselves in that way. And, you know, Godzilla's a name that everybody knows and you could guarantee a sale. Except once folks are bored, you know? So I think that's kind of what happened with the line, to be honest. I think after a while, you know, sales probably dipped to the point of like, well, I don't know if we're renewing the line. Or, you know, maybe the line was just taken away. You know, you could have your argument about that. There's plenty of speculation out there on it, but I think the verdict was written for them a while before that because of the choices they made here. But yeah, it's still fun to look back on it. It is. You know, there's cool stuff here. And for me personally, I'm glad I did this because it makes me realize, yeah, I'm gonna probably keep a good chunk of this stuff. You know, like, I really like the variants a lot more than I think, and there's just certain figures that I think look really cool. So, alright guys, that was my little look-see. I didn't know what I wanted out of this. I just knew I wanted to have a final look at the NECA line, and then it's not completely final because, again, big guy, we gotta review him. We're gonna review him. We're gonna review him soon, I think. Maybe not soon, I don't know. Maybe though. Maybe. You guys let me know. You want me to review the big guy soon, even if I can't find a little covering? I can do so. I can do so. But you guys let me know down below what you think of this kind of look-see video, kind of, you know, a little bit of the discussion, you know, of the value for me of the line. There you go. Hope you dug it. Let me know your thoughts down below. If you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe for daily content, and let me help you diversify your collection. Till next time, peace out, peeps.